from an undisclosed location somewhere in the Northern Hemisphere. It's everything Wall Street doesn't want you to know. Everything the financial media won't tell you. Everything mutual fund managers are hiding from you. This is the voice of the underground, the Wall Street Underground.
There's a man who leads a life of danger. To everyone he meets, he stays a stranger.
What are all the mutual fund promises about this bold new future? How come Wall Streeters aren't running for their lives and mutual fund hucksters? Why is no one talking about the $8 trillion they've wiped out?
Secret Asian man, secret Asian man, they're giving you a number and digging way your name.
Now, here's the voice of the underground, Maverick International financial analyst, Nick Lorino.
Hello. Hey, it's 5 o'clock New York time, and we're here with Radio Free Wall Street. Oh, my God, I love it. Oh, what a beautiful day. And I was sitting here, and I always go through this panic about, what am I going to talk about? And I never seem to run out of something. There's always some damn fool doing something that pisses me off, or somebody making me laugh, or some crazy shit that goes on. Now we've got Wall Street earnings season, except there's no earnings. We got companies, spending billions of dollars to get people to watch their online TV on the internet and making stupid fool TV shows that are sure to bomb. It's an incredible time. We got companies trading at 100, 200 times earnings. We got a car company that's trying to launch cars into outer space so you can have one to drive, Mars, rent a car. Elon Musk can't even get the cars down the assembly line. And we got a market that was the biggest bubble ever. And we said it was going to blow. Remember we were doing the countdown, 180, 170, 160? Uh-oh! 1,000-point days, 2 back-to-back down. Oh, my God. That wasn't supposed to happen. Now they're spinning, that wasn't supposed to happen, but that's okay. Now it's time to definitely buy it. It's like, oh, my God. You look at the signposts along the way. Those who are with me know that. I have very strong opinions. But every day I examine every trade. Every day I think about every position in the market, and I have to be reaffirmed. And I got a GDP that was supposed to be 3.4%, not admitting that now, came out at 2.3. The big component, consumer spending, fell off the end of a cliff. We got no jobs being created except for bullshit jobs, no increase in pay. No change in the economy, no factories coming there, no bonuses being paid. And as proof, tax revenues are down. See, remember, the Laffer curve. Hey, Cudlow, want a drink? Yeah. The Laffer curve went like this. Well, you see, you give away all the government revenue in taxes. You cut those taxes. And the businesses say, oh, look at this. We've saved 10% on our taxes. Let's invest more. Of course, in the giveaway on the taxes, you gave them incentive to put jobs overseas. You gave them tax-free on profits made from factories located overseas. And as we're seeing, you've increased the tax for the majority of Americans, majority of Americans, and your tax revenue's gone like, holy shit, $3 trillion in deficit soaring. But the whole thing they're resting on, the whole bullshit Wall Street's buying into is that all of a sudden, all this investment money is going to come in. It's going to rush into the stock market. Hello, Wall Street assholes. Wall Street assholes. Dateline. Wall Street. Hey, fools. The money already came back. And the money was already here. They could have invested in anything they wanted to invest in through their offshore entity. Duh. Now, let's repeat after me, Wall Street. They could invest in anything. Okay, so you've got IBM... bases Brussels, Belgium's. And corporate executive says, hey, we want to buy stocks. So they could invest in it. Didn't make any difference. Now that it's in IBM New York, Hands or Delaware to be more precise, doesn't change how they can invest it. Hello? Wake-up call. They done bought back the stocks. They done bought back the money. They are dumping out of their bond funds, dropping out of their stock funds. They're buying back shares of stocks. They're paying out dividends. And they're taking the money and run. There's no money to go into the stock market. The Wall Street brokers, if they let you really truth be known, they're getting hit with sell orders. They got a lot of nervous people there, and they're trying to drive the masses into the market. Look at this. You've had the biggest drop in the stock market in years, right? Back to back. You've had earnings season. You've got the biggest tax break ever. And the market cannot get out of its way. Why can't Wall Street get a rally going? Well, the reality is the start money is blowing town. And the Wall Street bosses are going to all their yearlings and say, listen, guys, we got to bring in the people. Get on the phone. Crank out those people. Tell them about the great stock market based on Trumpism. That's the Laffer curve combined with Kudlow. Add a little bit of Trump, and you got Trumpism. Now, you might notice that they're kind of definitely silent about the $3 trillion deficits projected by Congressional Budget Office. They're kind of really silent about the $1 trillion plus budget deficit this year because of the emergency budget they passed through. They're not talking about the fact that high-paying jobs aren't coming. Companies are not doing bonuses. And even Apple Computers shares suck as they're reporting they got earnings problems. We got a lot of earnings surprised banks reporting the revenues down. Investment banks reporting revenues down. Wells Fargo, well, they're going to have to do theirs. Just send a. I know we can use the border agents and the Army to go to every Wells Fargo office and pick up the scumbags there that are stealing money now by pension fund theft. So you've got an incredible situation, and let me tell you what it is. 10 years of the biggest, easiest money ever have come to an end. Now, I know your Wall Street scumbag is not going to tell you, because probably doesn't know, at the echelons is talking to you, that there's no money out here. Wait a minute. Guys, come on. Let's have an emergency meeting at the whorehouse down the road here. Stormy, you got a minute? And, see, they all, walk the same, act the same, screw the same, drink the same. So they're going down their meetings going, money's drying up out here. The Saudis withdrew their biggest IPO ever because we couldn't get the cash for them. Nobody's buying the bullshit. The Fed is raising rates, going to be at 3% by the end of the year. That sucks money out of the system. And then, holy shit, the goddamn Federal Reserve is buying out of the quantum easing. That's sucking oxygen out of the room. Treasury has got all kinds of debt because Donald Trump cut the tax revenue in half, adding trillions to money that they've got to finance because, you cut the taxes. Well, the Ludlow-Laffer curve ain't freaking working, so companies are paying less taxes, and the budgets are getting bigger. So let's see if we can figure this out. Federal Reserve is removing quantum easing to the tune of $1 trillion per year. Oh, my God, that's real money. Federal Reserve is raising interest rates headed for 3%. Oh, my God. And the Treasury Department has got to finance another $1.3 trillion because Donald Trump cut the revenue and didn't replace it with anything. Now, what does that mean to you? Well, that means there's no freaking money on the street. What happened? Stock market fell 1,000 points one day. The like that fell 1,000 points the next day. They can't get a rally going as much as they try. So what is the game? Well, the game is, hello, Dr. Jones. Hello, Mr. Riley. Have you heard about the wonderful opportunities in the stock market, sir? Now that we've had a pullback, the stock market's a bigger bargain ever. And with the Trump dump in taxes, the corporations are going to be building factories from one America to another. And you're going to hear that tonight. Donald Trump's on his way to Michigan, to the Einsteins of finance at work on assembly lines, to tell him how great he made them. Now, you can tell these guys, let me tell you about the hard-working folks in America. You really can bullshit them. That's been proven over and over again. But eventually they go, I didn't get no raise. Where's that raise? They cut my hours. My cousin lost his job. I didn't get no freaking bonus. My car payment's higher because his rates went up higher. My credit card, they maxed out and they're now 45% interest. I think something's wrong. What do you think, Betty Lou? Bring me a damn beer before I be here, asked Betty Lou besides. So Betty Lou gets the beer and she goes, well, honey, Walmart prices are higher and we're going to have hot dogs again. Not them goddamn hot dogs again. I want a steak. Well, honey, we can't afford it. So that's how that's going to go. Now, polling is showing that the Democrats are getting ready to take back the White House. And they're smart to understand that Betty Lou and Billy Bob, they don't give a shit about deep state conspiracy. They don't give a shit about Russian collusion. They give a shit about steaks. They give a shit about pickup trucks. They give a shit about paying their mortgage. They give a shit about their credit card debt. They give a shit about making ends meet. Now, what the Russians did with the diddle-do and diddle-da, they don't give a shit. Betty Lou does that shit all the time over there. So everyone's going to focus on, hello, this is about how the hell you doing, boy? And I was sort of going to wake up and go, well, we ain't doing worth the shit, Preacher Bob. What should I do? Well, maybe you should tithe a little more. Well, we tried that. Maybe we'll have the kids sell some of that legal marijuana. People are getting downright desperate, in case you haven't figured it out, and it's looking uglier and uglier by the day. The stock market is desperate to bring in new money. Now, it remains to be seen whether they can or not. Now, I'll tell you what. If factories start coming back to America, then I'm full of shit. If they start paying people $20, $30, $40, $50 an end, like the good old days, I'm full of shit. If the absolute American dream comes true, with people going, well, let's see, I'm going to get $5 an hour in China. I know, I'll pay $50 an hour in America because that's the right thing to do. Hang on, green tea time. And that, my friends, ain't going to happen. Profits are not returning to Wall Street. Banks are abandoning the country. You do realize that they're closing down the offices? They're putting in the robo deal, algorithm deal, and Betty Lou's replaced by a computer that sounds just like her, with the southern accent and everything, okay? So they don't need people. See, the name of the game of people is, as a bigwig told me, he said, you know what, I'm going to bring my factory back to America, but I sure as shit ain't going to put any goddamn people in there. It'll be full of robots and replace the people, and that'll make me competitive. I cannot compete with American labor against the foreign markets. It's not a deep state conspiracy. It's not bad trade negotiation. It's reality because people, here's a newsflash, people in America, in Mexico, earn less than in America. People in China earn less than people in America. And here's a big newsflash. There's a whole lot of places warming up in the wings, like Africa where they earn less, India where they earn less. Do we forget Vietnam, King Delta? Oh, shit, they earn less. How do you compete? The answer is, here's a newsflash, you don't. And that's why Billy Bob's on opioids, and that's why he's upset because he lost his Carrier air conditioning job. Ford Motor Company announced more layoffs, more closing assembly lines. Now, Donald Trump's going to go there and talk about how the jobs are returning. Intel says they're going to replace 50,000 million people. Apple's computers bringing back iPhone production. A pig's ass they are. They can't sell at the price they've got now manufacturing. This is all bullshit, folks. This is all soundbite. Now, let me tell you. We got a new phenomenon. We got the bullshit artist in chief. I love this guy. He is Mr. New York bullshit artist Blow and Go. God, do I know those assholes. I've been taking money from them all my life because blow and go is not dough. See, it's dough. That's do, re, mi, as in Buckaroni's money. Blow and go, Donald Trump bankrupt. Donald Trump borrowing money from Russians in the laundromat. And don't forget his son-in-law. And don't forget Cohen, his sing, 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 sing. That's a singing attorney. That's right. I understand he's got a hymn book. And he is singing his heart out. Oh, no. Talk about dropping a dime. So, you want to sit there and scratch your ass and try to figure it out, please do so. Me and my guys, we're going to cash in. We're going to take the biggest money haul ever. We're going to run to the bank and go, thank you, Donald. In fact, I was thinking that maybe we could name the yacht the Trumpenstein. Oh, my God. You know, or just your Trump show, a deck of cards, hand on there. Bernie's Maloff's yacht he kept in Cannes was called Bull Market. Well, not for him anymore. So the answer is simply this. Every day we get more confirmation that the bullshit is not working, that the Laffer curve and the Kudlow effect where if you lower taxes, then people invest more. Really? Really? What? Let me ask you something. Did you get a tax saving? Are you investing that $80 a month? Or you didn't get $80 a month? 1 million people are leaving New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, California for lower tax states. Uh-oh. Yeah. Companies are thinking, well, we got to go someplace else. Our employees are not happy in these high tax states, high housing states. And one of the things they're considering is what does it cost for affordable housing and where we're going to locate our company? Well, what do you think about that? Now, as far as factory jobs returning to America, come on, you know it's not going to happen. Come on. Coal mining, great again. Do people actually believe? I mean, I know the coal miner believes that. I mean, you know, let's face it. He's got a job that he knows will kill him. He's going to get black lung. He's going to die from health. So that's not kind of like the guy you want to analyze about whether coal is a good investment, right? Well, the shit is so nasty that the people who mine it die from it. But let's burn it because it's going to be clean burning coal. Really? What what did he do? I know. He dipped it in fairy dust, and that made the coal clean. Maybe we can dip Stormy in it. Oh, my God. I love this. So anyway, you got the biggest bullshit. Look, I love Donald Trump. I'm glad you all elected him, okay? I'm glad he's still in office. I don't want him impeached. I want him to stay there and keep doing this crazy shit. Look, how about the peace with Kim Yum Nunchucks? Do you really believe that Kim Yum Nunchucks... he's closing his nuclear facility. I was talking to a friend of mine. No, that's not the nuclear facility where they made nukes. He's closing a nuclear facility where they blew up the nukes, and the blast was so big it blew up the nuclear test facility, which it was supposed to do. So that irradiated mountain that's radioactive that's caving in, that's going to cause radiation plume over South Korea. Kim Yum Nunchuck says, near some peace, I'm closing it. Well, aren't you the guy? And like Pakistan, once you pop off 6 nuclear weapons, you got the assembly line going. What are you going to do? Check every cave, underground facilities, and find them? Oh, yeah, I'm going to give you my dukes. Donald Trump, you're a great man. What a negotiator. Folks, I'm Kim Yum Nunchucks, and Donald Trump has made me change my evil ways. Yes, I'm sorry I ran that rocket through my uncle's chest. Well, it's really cool. It blew up. And I'm surely sad about my concentration camps with my walking skeletons. But the Germans got to do it. And I'm going to give up all my nukes. I'm going to be a good boy, and we're going to de-nuke the Korean Peninsula. Yep. And we're going to have peace. Well, I weren't fighting a war that I know of anyway since 1954, 55, but he's got peace in the valley. Do you think Donald Trump will share the Peace Prize with Kim Yum Nunchucks, or they'll just give it to Donald Trump? Hey, he'll be on Time Magazine. Donald Trump's got his press release. Do you think, really, that guy that's in that coal mine tomorrow morning, you think he gives a shit about peace in Korea? Or do you think he gives a shit about whether he can buy a new F-250 pickup truck? And that factory worker in Michigan, you think he gives a shit about a really bad deal with Iran? Or do you think he cares about he can pay the mortgage on that house? And that school teacher in Branson, Missouri at School of the Ozarks, okay, do you think she gives a shit about what's happening with the trade deal with China, or is she just hoping she can make the payment on the mobile home park she lives in? So wake up and smell the coffee. People don't give a shit about this stuff. All they want to hear is how they're going to be great again. Now, all of a sudden, you can tell them great again, great again, great again, tax savings, jobs, bill. But at some point, you got to do what? Well, you got to deliver the goods. Same thing on Wall Street. Wall Street, as we're actually told, there was no need for extra capital in the investment banks because Judge Yellen said the days of stock market downturns and recessions are over. So since there's going to be no stress, Munch said, Mommy, we don't need a stress test because my friend said, if I get rid of the stress test when I finish this job here, they'll pay me a lot of money to go to work for them, Mommy. I got it made, Mommy. I'm a big boy now. So Munching the Soul out removed the stress tests for the banks. Just at the time that we started getting 1,000-point drops in the stock market, I might add. Now we got the trade war. Well, you had 2 world leaders come. Marconi, by the way, I think Marconi kind of hot on Donald Trump. I mean, they were kind of holding hands. And as a matter of fact, as a snub, after Marconi came to town, you might notice that Donald Trump did not buy his wife a birthday present. I'm too busy. Well, I'm open-minded. I think it's time to have a AC/DC swinger president, right? And so he walked away with a pat on the ass, literally, and nothing more. And then the Chancellor of Germany came. She's a tough-looking babe, huh? Yeah. And she walked out with nothing. So that means there's no trade deal with the EU, no negotiations on steel tariff, nothing with Germany. But we're going to make America great again with trade wars. $2 trillion added to national debt in a year. $3.8 trillion in a budget shortfall because we're lowering the amount of tax America is going to collect. Meanwhile, the stock market guys are not investing in new plants and equipment. The market is stuck on stupid and doing a little rally back, but not creating a great head of steam. So interest rates are soaring in the United States. as money becomes scarce. Less money, higher rates to borrow the existing money, right? Called competition. Remember, the Fed takes away the punch bowl. There's no party because there's no money for a party, honey bunny. So what exactly is going on here? Well, we're headed for a recession. We're headed for a stock market crash like you've never seen before. And it's the same thing as always. The Looney Tunes are in la-la land, seduced by Mr. Bigfoot president. And he's telling them that by cutting taxes, because that's what the lobbyists wrote the tax bill into, will bring back jobs. People believe that shit. Do you remember when they were going to bring back jobs by rescuing the banks for trillions of dollars? You remember when they were going to pay off the mortgage on people's houses and give them debt forgiveness and lower the balances so they could afford to pay to keep their houses? I never met anybody that happened to, did you? Yeah, the ones I knew got thrown out on their asses. A lot of the houses got reduced to ruin. HUD's still trying to get Donald Trump's attorney and friends to buy that shit. So I think as you walk around here, you got to say, well, maybe this is not a slam dunk economic recovery. Maybe the Laffer effect curve on a cocktail napkin was bullshit. And maybe sellout Kudlow is trying to pitch a deal that's not going to work. Oh, my God. Did I mention the fact that Facebook's got a problem? Monopoly is going to be broken up. Did I mention the fact that a lot of these high-tech stocks are back in la-la land like in a tech wreck? Did I mention that the self-driving car business based on the Muskmobile is not going to happen? Did I mention the fact that Twitter is trying to find a business model that makes money? Did I mention that the TV guys, oh my God, the TV guys can't get the TVs to make money, and they borrowed another, 1.3 billion? 3.8 billion in debt? I mean, at some point, does someone not ask the question, how the hell do you figure out making money? How much money do we dump down the Wall Street poops where somebody wakes up and goes, this don't feel right to me? How much deeper does the budget deficit get? How much slower does GDP go? Remember GDP? That's at 3.2. It's lost a point. Uh-oh. It's slowing down. Now, how do you spin? Well, you see, it slowed down to 2.3. But we expected to slow down to 1.9. So from 1.9 to 2.3, why, it's up. Well, no, you were at 3.3 and 3.4. You were pitching 3.678. You came at 2.3. Is it not amazing that no one's talking about that the GDP of the United States of America has gone to hell? That the main component, consumer spending, went off the Pier 5 in the deep end? Did anyone mention that corporate profits suck and the corporate warnings? Did anyone mention about the bank earnings going to hell on the trading volume? Is this not something incredible? But they want you to buy in because we're about to have the biggest, most expansive economy ever. Really? Okay, how in the hell is that going to happen? Is it going to happen on the $3.6 trillion in increased budget deficits? Is it going to increase in the national debt expanding to 100% of GDP? Is it going to happen because, I know, Donald Trump is going to do infrastructure for $3 trillion? Donald, honey, baby, tell Stormy I love her and it's okay. You can come out of the closet. It's okay. People understand, Donald, if you got these issues. I mean, it's hard. It's hard for those older guys. They were raised at a different time. But I think, can you imagine the first gay president? And basically the girl goes back to Siberia, where she's from. I mean, it could happen. I mean, that might. Listen, if he, let's face it, if he comes out of the closet, now I'm just saying, and he admits he's gay, and he admits that that's why he won't buy his wife a birthday present and why he does his kinky shit, then he'll get all the lefties voting for him. You know what I'm trying to say? Listen, I may not be your ideal choice, but I'm part of the LGBT community. The first president to get a sex change. It could happen. I mean, look, the unbelievable is the believable. They've actually convinced the American public they're going to make coal great again. People believe that shit. Actually convinced public that they're going to make steel and aluminum great again. Really. They actually convinced public they're going to have a 3.8% GDP growth rate when they ended up with 2.3, and convinced them it was up. Well, it's higher than most analysts estimated. Really? Really? $3.8 trillion added to the national debt because of the tax cuts. $2 trillion added to the deficit this year alone. That's a record. Oh, did I mention that the budget deficit shortfall, Treasury funding needs will be over $1.3 trillion? Oh, what about the Federal Reserve rolling back quantum easing? That was a gift to corporations taking back the money. Oh, then we got the dot plot, dot heads, Federal Reserve governors that are going to raise interest rates to 3%. Now, somehow in all of this, Wall Street wants me to believe that booga, 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 that, yeah, with booga, booga, the economy is going to grow. And corporations are going to bring back their factories from China and Mexico and India. They're going to hire Americans at high wages. None of this $10, $15 an hour shit. I mean, we're talking $150,000 a year living wage. Fully funded pensions. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. Oh, shit. Why didn't you remind me? Don't forget, we're going to repeal and replace Obamacare. So every American has health care for, what, $500 a year? I heard that figure thrown about. Oh, my God. It's heaven on earth. We're headed for Donald Trump utopia. Hey, Donald, any chance that maybe you can arrange girls for everybody, too? I mean, the Donald Trump dating service. Get made, get laid. I'm sorry, that's not fair. Donald Trump didn't do that. No, didn't go to golf tournaments and seduce girls. He just was there checking the golf balls. And his lawyer, he was, listen, wait, let's talk straight. You got the President of the United States' main mouthpiece, the fixer. Oh, I had lots of lawyers. He did a little bit of work for me. What's his name? Cohen? Somebody? Yeah, I think I remember him from the old days in New York. I haven't seen him in years. Okay, well, anyway, his main lawyer now, good guy, is investing all over the world with Russians. Yeah, it came out that, remember those Ukrainians, the ones that were part of the Russian side of things? You know, the ones with Flynn and Manafort and all that? Well, it turns out, you're not going to believe this. Yeah, they were doing deals with taxis and shit with Cohen. I just love these guys. I mean, and then, now wait a minute. And don't forget that pretty guy on Fox News. He has so much faith in America that he's investing $90 million in HUD real estate. So you got to look at this. I mean, these are all big-time business guys. You can invest with the Russians. You can invest with the Ukrainians. You can. How about the Putin Investment Fund? Oh, my God. He said they have the best-looking hookers in the world. Could you imagine buying shares in Hookers R Us? I mean, this is all possibilities. Maybe this is the shit that Wall Street's talking about a rally. But you know what? We're headed for the national debt to be 100% of GDP. 100% of GDP. We got interest rates like doing a moonshot. So, excuse me, I've been at this a long time, and I've been there for every major downturn, and to me, it looks like another plain old-fashioned recession with the Fed raising rates, with money drying up on Wall Street, with bubble stock market bursting, real estate crashing, and people losing their ass again. How cool is that? Donald, I mean it, Donald. I said bad things about you, but really, keep bullshitting. Please keep doing. Just do the same thing you're doing, Donald. Please, Donald, don't stop. Donald, I love you, baby.
From an undisclosed location somewhere in the Northern Hemisphere, it's everything Wall Street doesn't want you to know, everything the financial media won't tell you, everything mutual fund managers are hiding from you. This is the voice of the underground, the Wall Street Underground.
There's a man who leads a life of danger. To everyone he meets, he stays a stranger.
Well, the mutual fund problem promises about this bold new future? How come Wall Streeters aren't running for their lives and mutual fund hucksters? Why is no one talking about the $8 trillion they wiped out?
Secret